What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bringing incredible guests from all over the world. So sit back, relax, and tune in. You know I love my coaches. So my next guest is a personal development and accountability coach navigating career changes and growing businesses. Please welcome Jaclyn Strominger.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be here. And I love what you are doing with this show. It is just fantastic.
Well, not to get too much into detail, but you did bring up something that is kind of pressing in the world right now when it comes to labels. Do you want to share that, or do you want to kind of stay away from that?
No, I'll share it. So we were just talking, and I am of Jewish faith, and I happened to be on Facebook, and we were talking and happened to see somebody post something, and it said, she was saying that she's been considered, people would say to her, you look Greek or you look Italian. Right. And in my comments, I just said, I want us all to say, take those labels away and just say, you look nice, you look amazing, you look beautiful, you look like you're a person of integrity. You look like you might be funny. I mean, like, as soon as you start to put something with a label, it creates limiting beliefs. It gives people these crazy notions, right? Yeah. And all we want is people to feel good. And when you say somebody, like if you say you look whatever you look like, yeah, you don't know what that does to somebody else. So use be thinking about people in the words of kindness, because you don't know what it means to somebody else, but you do know that if you say something good to somebody, it's going to lift them up. Right. And we're all better off with that.
And I love that you shared that, because the whole idea of the show is that labels divides people. And right now we've seen so much, the last couple of years, we've seen so much division in our world. And now we have the stuff with Hamas, and it's just the division that something like putting labels on people causes is terrible. At the end of the day, none of us are aliens. We're all human. We all have feelings. We all have family. And to live in a world that's label free, where we just accept each other for who we are, is such a beautiful thing. So anyways, Jaclyn, thank you for being a guest on the show. I love what you do. I love my coaches, because you're all so unique, and you all do so many wonderful things for people out there. Can you tell us a little bit what got you into being a coach?
Yeah. So I'm going to take you back a little bit. So I'm going to kind of go back really far for a second. So when I was a kid, little kid, I was given a sort of a label by my parents, unfortunately. And that was that they would say, you have a great personality, but don't worry, we'll get your nose fixed when you're 16. So I okay, yeah. So I went around with for years, and I did. I got my nose fixed when I was 16, and I just thought miraculously I was going to change, and I was going to have this. I was going to feel better. But yeah, I did. I looked completely different than on the outside, but the inside was still the same. Oh, yeah. And that didn't change. So fast, and I had an eye crossing issue, and that got fixed sort of. And I went to college, and I was fine, but you're still insecure in a lot of things, because you still have this. The focus was so much on looks, like everything was about looks, right? Yeah. So, and it wasn't about being smart. It wasn't about, just the emphasis was on something that was completely wrong, right, in my book, right? Yeah. So fast forward, I had this dream that I wanted to go into magazine publishing, and I did. I had my first job, and my career starts taking off, and it's fantastic. But one of the things that I kept looking for in this was a mentor. Like, I had great managers, and some great bosses, and all, whatever you want to label them, but nobody that was really working with me on what I wanted for my goals, nobody sat down with me and said, Jaclyn, you're making this amount here.
Right.
Let's look at, what does 40 years look like from now? What does it look like? How do we want to get you to whatever that is? And so, this is obviously a lot of this is hindsight, but so I had a great long career in magazine publishing. Still, like every job I took, next job to move up, I was still searching for like this figure that was somehow gonna enlighten me, I guess, in some way. And then, I met my husband, and then I was from Massachusetts. I was living in Manhattan, moved back to Massachusetts, and I got some other jobs. I'm really good at taking my skill set and selling it, which is actually one of the things that I do with my clients.
Sure.
And I would get these different jobs, and I realized, and I got into network marketing, and I realized what I loved was helping my team members when I was a manager, when I was in network marketing, helping my team. I loved helping people find their path and what they were doing. In all of my jobs, whether I was the manager or I was the team leader, it's all about helping people elevate up. And yes, you benefit from that financially in all of those businesses. For me, a lot of times I didn't even care about the financial part. I just wanted to help the people, right? And my team. So it's a long-winded way of saying that's what really inspired me, because I went through, to do a lot of these, to be a great leader and a team member, you have to be a great coach.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. And so I was taking all these classes and courses, to be a great coach for my team. And I woke up one day and I was with a network marketing company, and I could see the writing on the wall. And I was working with my coach, and I said, I think I want to be a coach. And he's like, you're a good one.
Well, yeah, you've had all this training so far, so you've already put in all the hours. So now it's just time to do it.
Right. So, and then I decided I was going to actually, I do want to have a certification. So that's happening, because I want to be a master, have the master coach license or certification. But I became a coach because I really feel so many of us are like me when I graduated college and have this idea of what I want, but I want to coach people through those stages. I kind of like saying, I want to help people through the stages and ages, or ages and stages, depending upon how you want to frame it, because we all go through different phases, and each part of we need a coach for different times. And when I've worked with a coach for a number of years for different things.
Yeah.
And I just saw such a huge difference in my own life. So how can I just want to create that same impact in some way, paying it forward. Obviously, we still need to create some income, but helping other people, because it's at the end of the day, if I can help you, or if I can help one person feel better, do better, and approach the world better, then we're all doing we're all leveling up.
Oh yeah, for sure. So how long have you been a coach for? Like, is only a coach?
So only a coach. Well, I would say it's been about a year.
About a year. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've been coaching for a long time, but only focusing on being a coach has been about a year.
Yeah. And the funny thing for me is I feel like I've always just been the coach, and the other businesses are just kind of, it was like, I'm the coach and then the business is here.
Yeah.
And because I liked being the coach, but it wasn't putting that first. You know what I mean? So
what was that transition like, going from corporate to just being a coach? I always love hearing these stories, because everybody has like an aha moment when they're like, okay, that's enough.
So
look at her face.
So the great thing is that sometimes you kind of, and I think this is more like maybe an entrepreneurial mindset part of it.
Sure.
It's like you wake up one day and you're like, I am so sick and tired of watching somebody else's dream or make decisions, and you're kind of like, what were they thinking? Or why did they do that? And you just, maybe it's like the uncle moment. Like, I'm just uncle. I'm done. I can't do it any longer. I am so sick and tired of other people making decisions. And so that was probably one of the first things. And then the second thing was I was just tired of the companies that I was working with just not, they said they were doing things for good, but they really weren't.
Yeah.
And I just thought, why do I want to I want to be the coach to help the person. I don't really care about a product anymore. I don't care about selling
Product to the person.
Right. I just want to help the person grow. So it was, you just kind of like have these wake up moments. You just like, and at some point it's like, you get to the point, I'm just done with other people's, no offense, stupidity.
Yeah.
And if I want to make mistakes, let them be my own, like my mistakes, and I can learn and grow from them. I don't want to have to watch somebody else do it when I can't control it.
Yeah, for sure. And so now, as you embarked on being an entrepreneur and a coach, helping other people kind of realizing their dreams, kind of like you did for yourself, you did it for yourself, but other people need a little push. How has that been over the last year?
It's like the MasterCard moment or whatever. It's priceless, Maybe I shouldn't say nothing. But it's like...
I love that, though.
It's really priceless because, when somebody can say to you, you helped me.
Yeah.
Right? Like that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And you can see people's affect change where they may start out and like I might start coaching people and they're kind of drawn and they're not smiling. And then then all of a sudden you just see like their energy lift and shift and they're starting to, it's like going from having makeup on to now feeling good and wanting to put the makeup on. You know what I mean? Or going from not wanting to get dressed to wanting to get dressed.
Yeah, that shift.
Yeah. And it's just so rewarding. And it's, I'm so grateful that I love to do what I do.
Yeah.
And that I totally feel like I was, everybody's life is a journey and I'm just so grateful that I get to be on this part of the journey. Like this is where my journey has led.
I love that. That's beautiful. So who's your ideal client? Because I know you work with all different types, but who's ideal for you?
Who is ideal? So I really love working with people who, I almost like to say 3 buckets. Like I love the professional who is, they've been in their job or career for a bit, but they're feeling like they're on the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
And they either want to level up or maybe they want to level out, but we want to take their passion and really turn it into profit. And the passion doesn't have to be like, I'm passionate about cooking. It has to be what values drive them and what is serving them in what they're doing now, and how can we elevate that up?
Yeah. For sure.
And then I love working with entrepreneurs to help them level up their business, whether they're, just creating their own business, maybe they're in network marketing, but that is because I've been there and I like helping people do that. And I like helping people with the transition. So I've had a lot of my clients are either have left a job because they hate it or needed to leave a job. And we needed to try to figure out, how to find their right path. Or it's been somebody who's been, staying at home and they're just like, I don't want to go, nothing against retail, but I want to do something more than retail. Again, because we obviously need people for retail because they do great stuff. But
we need those people to help us shop, okay?
Right. But that could be it. But it could be finding like some, I have somebody who just said she loves design. But so I I actually said to her, I said, have you looked at exploring working at a store like, Ethan Allen or Crate and Barrel, or, where you could actually take your design skills and really help somebody who doesn't know,
Right.
or where does that passion, how can we take what you love to do,
Right.
or what fuels you in your day-to-day and make it a bigger chunk of what you do.
Yeah. That's the missing part of the equation, right? And that's what you help people figure out, to get equals what, right? And so I think that's beautiful. And do you have like a certain amount of time that people have to commit to working with you when they engage you as a coach?
I typically will say, 6 months is really where we're going to see change happen.
Yeah.
But I'm totally honest. I mean, I have people that can buy a package or not. I also will work with people just on a month-to-month basis, but I pretty much will say, 3 months is the minimum.
Yeah.
But, ideally we start with 6 months. But if somebody needs to, pay month to month or whatever, I like to work with people because I know everybody's finances are different. So
That's true. Yeah. And you never know, once a month could equal something huge for you and your client. Do you
Right.
have a success story that you could share with us?
yeah, so I have a couple, but I wanted to share. So there is, I started working with a client in, I think it was actually June or July. I can't remember when we actually started working. I think it was July, actually. And we started working together. She had lost her job in a horrible, like, the company did something that was just not nice.
Yeah.
Super, super successful at what she did. Like, and she was a true rock star. So super surprised that she lost her job. And we started working together. We started looking at her values, what really resonated with her, what values did she want to actually bring to a next, be part of the next journey where she was going to have her next part of her career.
Sure.
And we worked together, and she just 2 Fridays ago, she got a new job, found the job that was totally perfect for her.
Yeah.
And what? Yeah, it was like, yeah. But we were working together. I'm a big connector. So people, I always say to people, I want you to connect with other people, and I'm going to connect you with people in my network so that you can do exploratory interviews and have meetings, so that you can, maybe you don't know anything, or maybe you don't know enough about job X.
Right.
Ask somebody who is either in it or at another company. So who can I connect you with? So I connected her with a bunch of different people as well. And then we also started working on her mindset and ways to actually go after a new career or in a new position, and things that she could do. And she just, you can see the post. I mean, she did a beautiful post on LinkedIn, and it was, it was priceless. And she sent me this beautiful gift basket.
Oh, love that. Beautiful. Jaclyn, where can people find you, connect with you, and learn more on working with you?
So you can find me at my website, leaptoyoursuccess.com. And I have a form you can fill out. I give everybody, who comes on, we want to do a passion to profit strategy session, just to learn about you, what your passions are. So you can find me again at leaptoyoursuccess.com. You can find me on LinkedIn just search my name, Jaclyn Strominger. You can also find me on Instagram at Jaclyn.Strominger. I'm also on Facebook. You can follow me there. So I have a couple, if there's a social media place, the only place I'm probably not is Twitter.
Yeah.
Or X.
Yeah. X. Understand that. I totally get it. So you're on all the things. You guys, and put those links in the show notes. So if you connected with Jaclyn today and need some help turning your passion into profit, or just are a little bit lost here in your life and you connected with her, do not hesitate to reach out and go follow her on social. And I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. Jaclyn, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
So I have lots of words that I could leave, but I don't. But I want you to think of you like this. You are the CEO of you. You're the CEO of you and your life. And just like a CEO, you need to put it down on paper, create a mission, have language around it, and take responsibility for your journey. It's your journey. So be the CEO of you.
Yes, be the CEO of you. I love that. That might just be the title. Jaclyn, thank you so much for sharing your story. I love the aha moments, and I love coaches that are out there trying to help people become better, because the more happier, better people we have in the world, the better this world will become, which we know that wholeheartedly. So thank you very much.
Oh my God, my pleasure. And it's been such a pleasure to be on. And I love what you're doing, because we have to erase labels.
Thank you so much. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu, Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.